Welcome back. Over the past 4 weeks, we have covered the following related 4 points. Number 1, the problem with money is how we perceive it, including the fact that to acquire money, we must first create value for someone else. Number 2, creating value can be as an employee, a business owner, or an investor. Number 3, one of the best ways to generate income is to turn your value into a business. Number 4, you only get what you ask for from life, including your compensation, which is related to how you value yourself and the value that you bring to the world. Notice the common theme of value here? So this week, let's look at some very specific ways that you can create value and generate income. Since I can't cover every way under the sun for creating value in one blog post, and since we already talked about the benefits of being a business owner and the additional benefits of flexibility that come along with being a solopreneur, I'm going to focus on some work from home, solopreneur-oriented ideas. In addition, I'm going to focus on ideas that are vehicles for spreading your gifts and your true purpose to the world in a massive way. Number 1, a consultant is a person who provides expert advice professionally. There are many types of consultants: strategy consultants, management, operations, financial, human resources, IT, marketing, and sales. Basically relating to the major business areas within a business. Some people believe that you have to have decades of experience to be a consultant. While time and experience makes you a more credible and potentially more effective consultant, you really only need to know a bit more than your clients to bring them value. For example, when I was in my late 20s, I was working for KPMG, which is one of the biggest consulting firms in the world, and we had a contract with the federal government to teach them about total quality management. Back in the days of total quality management, which is not really a thing much anymore, although people still do it. But I had to do a training session for a room full of nuclear submarine captains. Now, these guys have some of the biggest egos in the world. And here I am, I think I was about 27 years old, trying to manage a room full of nuclear submarine captains. That was an interesting experience. But here's the thing, I did know more about total quality than they did. So I actually brought value to the room and was able to move them forward in a way that brought more quality to the operations of nuclear subs. And that was a fulfilling experience for me. In my career overall, I've consulted with various state and federal agencies as well as large companies such as Wells Fargo Bank and Kaiser Permanente. At Kaiser, I was actually part of a 1,000 plus consultant team. We were working on a $4 billion plus project to convert all of Kaiser Permanente's medical records to an electronic based system so that as a Kaiser patient, you could walk into any Kaiser facility and your records would be available. It was a huge project, took about 10 years to get through that entire project. I actually didn't stay the entire length of the project. It was too long. So if that sounds interesting, and do you envision yourself as a consultant? If so, please send me an email as I may have opportunities for you. Number 2, a coach. Let's define a coach first. How is it different than a consultant? So a coach is more of a trainer or instructor. Somebody that urges you along and prompts you with instructions to move and to the next step and improve your performance or skills. Coaches tend to work with either people one-on-one, they can work in groups of people, and they might work with business teams, and they focus on things like performance, improving skills, maybe coaching you through some career difficulties and where you want to go in your life. And you can have personal and life coaches that help you across all the dimensions of your life that we've talked about in previous posts. And then there's a class of coaches called executive coaches, probably make the most money per hour of the different types of coaches. But as we said, dollars per hour isn't always a great formula. There are generally 5 areas that coaches help you on when they're working with you. Number 1 is, do you have a vision for what you want to create? Number 2 is, do you have strategies for how you're going to get from where you are to where you want to be with your vision? What skills do you need to improve to get there from where you are now? And number 4, is there anything in your environment that's holding you back? And when we talk about environment, it's not just, your home, but the people that you surround yourself with. The place where you live is important. Maybe the place where you work, what's going on there. And then lastly, and probably most importantly, is your mindset. And what is it that you believe is possible? And what is it that you're telling yourself every day to either move you towards your vision or away from your vision? Do you envision yourself as a coach? If so, please send me an email, as I may have some opportunities for you. Number 3, an author. An author is a professional writer, somebody that gets paid to write. Jeff Goins, who's the author of You Are a Writer and The Art of Work, defines 3 types of writers. Number 1, writers who write. These are authors who write a lot of books and are usually fiction writers who keep writing because they're aware that the more books they publish, the more they will sell and the more money they'll make. Their keys to success are speed and efficiency. Number 2, writers who share ideas. These are author or leader type writers who share iconic ideas selling millions of books. Examples include Seth Godin, Tim Ferriss, Malcolm Gladwell, etc., who write best-selling books every few years, sharing new ideas and concepts. Their key to success is new ideas that resonate with the times. Number 3, entrepreneurial writers. Jeff Goins describes himself as an authorpreneur. These writers have written a few books, mostly for credibility purposes, and these authors are coaches, speakers, and sell online courses. Their keys to success are content generation and marketing. Do you envision yourself as a writer? If so, in addition to Jeff Goins' books, check out Book the Business by Adam Whitty and Dan Kennedy, and APE, which stands for Author, Publisher, Entrepreneur, by Guy Kawasaki and Sean Welsh. Number 4, a speaker, seminar leader, trainer. Professional speakers make tens of thousands of dollars per keynote speech. If you're just starting out and you're reasonably good on the stage, you could make between $2,500 to $5,000 per keynote. Seminar leaders or trainers are speakers that teach new concepts. Do you envision yourself as a speaker or a trainer? If so, check out some of the great books on this topic. Got a few here for you. Number 1, Start with Why by Seth Godin, Steal the Show by Michael Port, Talk Like Ted by Carmine Gallo, Illuminate by Patty Sanchez and Nancy Duarte, Resonate by Nancy Duarte, and Slideology by Nancy Duarte. All great resources if you're interested in speaking as a way to generate value and income. Okay, any one of these examples of creating value, coach, consultant, author, speaker, trainer, can be made into a 6-figure or even a multi-6-figure solopreneur business. And then if you combine 2 or more of these approaches, you could create a 7-figure business, bringing your value to the world. If you think these numbers sound high, they are not. And I know many people who have these types of businesses that they run from their home with small outsourced teams. Of course, there are many more ways to create value in this world. However, for this post, I chose these vehicles of value creation for their ability to reach thousands, millions, and even billions with your gifts and true purpose. If you're really committed to living your true purpose, then there is no sense thinking small. Check out The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz, and remember the words of Marianne Williamson that inspired this blog in the first place. Quote, "Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone." So how are you going to play big? Have a great week.